So, to continue off what I was talking about, this was the chance that Obama could have been a truly transformative president, but he wasn't. He kind of became like the rest of the Democrats who championed decorum and back to normalcy and, gradually fix things, or what they put a band aid on stuff, the easing into more neoliberalism, or what they call middle of the roadism, without a serious, like, true populist message or style of government. So the Democratic Party had a chance then to push the FDR 2.0 economic agenda, which people back then were greatly hurting, and people are losing their homes and people are losing everything, and it's like, end of the day, and they of course cave to financial institutions and financial the donor class to not go that extensive. So so a lot of these people at Wall Street that did what they did, costing us millions and billions of dollars, and caused us all as working people to lose everything. Well, to be fair, I didn't have anything then, so I mean, but there were people that lost everything. Ask yourself, did they get a bailout? Did we, the people, get a bailout? The answer is no. But you know who got a bailout? Wall Street. And you know how many people went to prison? One. And he worked for a financial institution. So he was basically their sacrificial lamb. All those other executives did not go to prison. Think about that for a minute. And everything they did was legal. So I get sick and tired of the gaslighting by these elite and by these media influencers and by these corporate sponsors and by these politicians who have this get up off your bootstraps BS, and or America's always been great, or make America great again, all these BS slogans. Okay, America hasn't been great. It hasn't been great for a long time. And if you ask yourself, or ask the millions of people that have been put under the thumb of corporate America and economic racism. I mean, institutional racism, and people that were denied years of generational wealth because of what their ancestors had to go through. Okay, was America ever great for them? It wasn't. The only people America, the only people America was great for was the white folks, which I am white myself. It was great for our population. It was great for our people. It was never great for the immigrants. It was never great for the African American community. It was never great for any of the rest of these marginalized demographics in America. Okay? All the other races in America knew America was never great for them. Now, of course, people come here because they want a better life for themselves, because their countries are war torn, impoverished, and, you know, and they come to America in the hopes of a better life. But the reality is, we've been gaslit for so long. And I find it insulting that the very people that destroy this country are coming to us, re-spinning the narrative, and coming to us saying they're the ones that are going to fix it. Really? You're going to fix it. So I am kind of amazed by the stupidity of so many people in this country that fell for the con of the Donald himself, who stood there and admitted he benefited off the corruption of this country. But he's the guy who was going to fix it. And people bought it because they were so desperate for anything different. And they were like, well, since politicians lie and he tells the truth, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I guess I get that. But at the same time, it's like, dude, he stood there and told us. He told people what he was going to do, and people act surprised. He told you what he was going to do. He told you who he was. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Okay? But when he first ran, he was admitting it. He was sitting there going, oh, I benefit off the tax breaks of the billionaires, and I took the system, used the system to my advantage. That should tell us right there. Do you really think that's going to be an honest human being? You think that's going to be an honest leader? It's sitting there telling us that they took advantage of the system because the system allowed them to. Now, I get that people looked at these other people and thought, well, they made it legal for somebody like that to do what they wanted to do. That's true. That's 100% true. So what he effectively was somebody who exploited, is somebody who exploited everybody else's corruptions and weaknesses and why people thought America was failing. Okay? And people are not wrong to believe this. I get it. But at the same time, even though he exploits it, he is it. And we're witnessing that right now in his second term. Okay? But aside from that, the gaslighting. These are the people destroying the country, and they're coming here telling us they're the ones that are going to fix it. No, they're not. If anything, they're worse than the people that are not promising to fix it, because they're just willy-nilly part of the system. They're not necessarily steering it. They're not necessarily deliberately making it worse to make people's lives miserable. Okay? They're just part of the status quo that doesn't want to change it. Again, but America was never truly great for many millions of people in this country. So remember, when somebody says make America great again, remember that is literally make America white again. That's what that truly means. And it was truly great for the white population back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. And a lot of white folks in America have the nostalgia of that America. And I get it. When I was growing up, especially for my demographic, things were great. The 90s were a great era. I mean, we all want the 90s back. I mean, the economy was awesome. I was an 80s baby, so, that nostalgia's gone. And a lot of people miss that. But there's so much more to what caused the problems that unfolded since then. And again, it started with the trickle-down economics with the Reagan era. And I know back then it seemed great because, honest to God, he would probably roll over in his grave today if you see the Republican Party the way they are today. But he effectively pushed trickle-down economics, which caused the income inequality gap to get so much worse over the decades. So, yeah, I mean, again, I can't overstate this enough, but it's literally the failure of neoliberalism and neoconservatism that has led our country to this point. And now we're on the verge of collapse with the empire, with the far right corporatism, oligarchy, Project 2025 on the horizon, and we're watching people's way of life, what we value, and institutions collapsing right in front of our face. And it greatly saddens me because I feel like it's deja vu from 2008 all over again, but so much worse. Because now we got people in power deliberately making it worse, where before they were just enabling it. Now they're deliberately making it worse. And that's the difference now. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.